Life TV.
Bay Life TV.
Bay Life ENT.
Bay Life TV.
Bay Life in the building, you feel me?
You watching Bay Life TV. We out here with Bay Life, Negro Beats, the whole Bay Life family, you know what I'm saying, doing it big. Bay Life TV. Bay Life Television.
Bay Life, shout out to Igor. What it do? Yeah, and we're watching Bay Life TV.
Looking back on what it was, knowing I would rise above, of having the feeling of tumbling buildings crashing on me. I feel free to do my own thing, to battle in the ring against my worst enemy within me. Head high to the rising sun, knowing who I can become, never complacent, never adjacent, always number one. I have begun. I've been around the dark and back. I think I ought to know a thing or two. And I know the strength in me you can achieve inside of you. I'm unstoppable. No one can break me. I'm unstoppable. Nothing can take me. Oh no. I'm unstoppable. I'm gonna make it unstoppable in the face of no agreement. Take me for who I am. Everything falls into plan. I've been through the struggle, the fight and the tussle, the pearls beneath the sand. So take my hand, the future's right before your eyes. You gotta realize, in order for you to win, you've got to get back up and fight. I'm unstoppable. No one can break me. No, I'm unstoppable. Nothing can take me. Oh no. I'm gonna make it unstoppable in the face of no agreement. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I'm unstoppable. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I'm unstoppable. Again, doing everything I can. I'm having no fear, I'm flying through air, I'm superhuman. So here I stand, bigger than I ever thought. Scars from every battle that I ever fought, but I'm still strong, still holding on. I'm unstoppable, no one can break me. I'm unstoppable, nothing can take me. Oh no, I'm unstoppable. Unstoppable in the face of no agreement. I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. Nothing can break me. Oh no. I'm unstoppable. Nothing can take me. Oh no. I'm unstoppable. I'm gonna make it unstoppable in the face of no agreement. I'm unstoppable. Da 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 da. I'm unstoppable. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da da da. I'm unstoppable.
You know what it is. Happy Monday to you. We are here celebrating this great, beautiful day on twitch.tv/BayLife Radio. My name is Lavelle Stewart. I'm one half of the Unstoppable Stewarts. And to my right is the super dynamite
Stacy Stewart.
with the mo. Don't hate
Stacy
on
with the mo. Okay, is that how you want me to say it? Oh, that's what I'm gonna say. Stacy
Okay.
with the mo.
There we go.
I'm not gonna even say Stacy Stewart,
There
right?
we go.
Or you want me to say Stacy with the mo Stewart?
You know what it is. You know what it is. But shout out to everybody out there that's watching today. We want to thank y'all, for tuning in. And as usual, we do what we do, giving you the real issues, real time, real events. We don't play with it here, and y'all know what it is. So
Man,
got,
you know
babe?
what? I just want to give you a shout out right now.
Thank you very much.
My husband had 2 speaking engagements this weekend.
Right.
And I really, really, really am proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Because you did a very, very, very good job at both occasions. And it was 2 different situations, but let's talk about it.
Well, the first one, shout out to my boy Fab. You know, he did the thug therapy.
Before you start, sorry. DJ, can we get that picture up of him speaking? Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, earlier this week, Fab had a real seminar called Thug Therapy, right? And at this particular event, you had a few brothers get up and express mental health issues, financial awareness issues, and just issues in Black America, period, as being a black man and how to deal with it, and networking and reaching out and putting certain people on the platform, like the youngster that just recently came home, the brother Black Wall Street. You know what I mean? He was able to articulate how he was able to make what he made in prison and the chances that he took surviving in that environment, and was able to, you know, come up out of there financially literate and financially stable due to what he was able to help them COs do up in there and eventually get his behind up out of there. So he was the featured speaker, but you had quite a few individuals that spoke on life experiences, things of that nature, and it was real powerful and enlightening for a whole bunch of black brothers to come together and really sit down and just try to come to some form of understanding. And that's why we wear these shirts today that say "Real Men Don't Cry." This is the shirts that we got from that particular event to represent.
Real men cry. You said don't cry.
Real men
cry.
Yeah, excuse me.
You talk about that all the time.
Absolutely.
How men were brought up when they were younger, and to be like, no, you don't cry. Men do cry.
It was a situation that when I look at you as a woman, you have a daughter. So this is something that you never dealt with, but you do have a brother.
Yeah.
And may he rest in peace. And you probably saw how your mother treated him.
Yeah.
So in certain scenarios, it's like we'll fall on the ground and told to get up and just keep it moving. Don't show no emotion. Don't do none of that. Whereas a little girl falls on the ground and you want to tend to her, you want to wipe her knee off, you want to kiss it, you want to find out if she okay, and be fully invested in what's going on with her, wiping her tears and all of that. Whereas we didn't get that, so we grew up suppressing anger, suppressing this rage, and then as we became young adults, we begin to act out in that fashion. Mm-hmm. So that's where that comes from, because the individual is not able to express himself, talk to anybody. And then, when we hear the word psychiatrist, ain't nobody black checking for no psychiatrist. They like, man, you crazy. I ain't going to sit down and talk to no shrink and all this old crazy stuff. But that's the problem, and that is the stigma on our community, is that we don't go and speak to everybody else. Listen, I was brought up in church all my life, and there is more to it. Jesus can fix it, but you need somebody on this earth to talk to. Absolutely. And that's really, 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 really serious. Like, as you say that, as you talk about men don't cry, like, I can't help but to think of our wedding day. Oh yeah, because I was your vulnerability and you crying at our wedding, like I was there wiping your tears, right? And that meant so much to me to see that. You understand? Right. And I think in today's time, a lot of men are afraid to be vulnerable, even with their spouses, even with their mates, because of that. Like, it goes deeper. We got a caller. We got a caller already. Come on, caller, come on. Hey, who might this be we speaking to today?
What it do, Stu? It's your boy Whiteout.
Hey, there you go. What's up, baby? How you doing?
Hey, family.
Man, sometimes me, always, y'all.
Oh, yeah, you know how it go. Appreciate you as always.
Hell yeah, but look, I got one of my coworkers, my brother DC. Okay. I was telling him about the thing, and I just happened to flick on to y'all podcast. Yeah. I mean, on y'all podcast, and y'all was talking about the event that we went to last week though, but he wants to chime in and say something to you though.
Okay, I'm listening.
How you doing?
How you doing, good brother?
So I did 18 years, right?
Uh-huh.
And in that 18 years, I'm gonna say, the last 8 years, I joined a group of men that sit in a circle and call each other. We call it holding your feet to the fire, but we call each other on their bullshit.
Right.
It's men being real men.
Understood.
Right. And
Right.
there's like a rites of passage that you go through.
Right.
That a lot of us men don't even know what a rites of passage is.
Right.
And so sometimes you got to strip back all the different. Well, I like to say this, right? You got to stop looking at the lampshade and start looking at the light.
Yes. Absolutely.
Us as men got to stop looking at the lampshades and start looking at the light.
Yes.
And in order to do that, that means we gotta peel back some of those layers that we built, that miseducation that we were taught.
Absolutely.
One of the things that we promoted was like, bruh, you in a safe zone to cry.
Yeah.
Right? You're in a safe zone to cry.
Right.
Because like saying in your podcast, you know, we were taught men are not supposed to cry. Men ain't supposed to show no emotions.
Right.
But then, you know, sitting back, what I've learned over the years, right? I'm like, that's some bullshit.
Yep.
Yes.
And I say that because anger is an emotion. And that's the
Absolutely.
only emotion that men are allowed to express and not be frowned upon.
Yep.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
But I thought we wasn't supposed to be showing no type of emotion.
Yep.
You right, but you right about that. 100% right.
So I'm like, that's an oxymoron.
For real.
How the hell am I not? Okay, if I'm not supposed to show emotion, but this emotion is accepted, then that means all the other emotions should be accepted as well.
You absolutely right about that, because that energy is in every living human on this earth, that you have that ability, but for whatever reason we have grown to shut it off, and that's why we are here today, to bring awareness to that situation about real men crying, because brothers be having some issues that they really need to get out. You know what I mean? And I remember the brother Life Jennings had made a song about crying. And I was in the penitentiary when I first heard it, and before that song was over, I was in tears. I mean, real tears.
What was the name of it?
It was called Cry. It was called Cry. Life Jennings made that song on his first album called Cry. Cold cut, brother.
I was just going to say, can you give us 4 bars?
Oh my God!
I play too much.
I ain't no singer like you, babe. You know what I mean? I am
Here go another tidbit that I want to drop on you, right?
Yes, sir.
In order for men to become men, we got to start calling each other on our bullshit.
True that.
I agree.
You know what we got to start calling each other on our bullshit, and you got to be willing to accept being called on your bullshit.
Absolutely. That's called accountability. I just went through a situation like that at work where I got an assessment, and it was in detail, it was very thorough, and it was to the point. And it was from somebody else giving their opinion about me. And as much as I might have disliked what I was reading, I respected it and I understood it. And then when my wife read it and she had to say that some of what was being said on this paper was actually true, I was like, you know what? Let me look at me. Let me get in this mirror and, you know, really thoroughly see what the misunderstanding is. Because I need to correct this, and for other people to see it and for me to internalize it and then apply it to my life. That's what you're talking about, and that's what accountability is about. You got to be accountable and receptive to what an individual is telling you, because it could potentially be something that could benefit you in your life.
Right, facts. Do you know the 5 architects of a person?
No, but I know you're going to give them to me.
Okay, so you got the king, right?
Yes.
The king is able to harness all the others and hold them in their place.
Yes.
Then you got the knight. That's the warrior in it. That's
Gotcha.
the one that's going to always protect your family. He's going to go out and, you know, do what he got to do.
Got you.
Right, so you got the king, the knight. You got the magician. That's the person that, you know, Out of nothing, you made something happen.
Right.
So we call him the magician.
Okay.
Then you got the shadow. That's the sneaky person that you are. That's the stuff when you try to do shit behind the scenes and, you know what I'm saying, in the shadows.
Okay.
Right? Then the last is the lover.
Okay.
What we tend to do as people, rather, and it's a queen for a woman. It's the same roles, just it changes from king to queen.
Right.
What we tend to do is over-familiarize ourselves with one of the suburb personalities instead of standing in our king or our queen at all times.
Okay.
And knowing when to step forward as the knight, when to step forward as the lover, when to step forward as the magician, when to step forward as the shadow.
Got you.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what a king does. He knows when to step up and do those things. What we do is we either over-familiarize ourselves with being the knight because that's all we know.
That's right. That's right.
Or we over-familiarize ourselves with being a lover because we want to feel loved.
Over familiarity.
Over knowledge.
All right. All right, but yeah, no, I didn't want to spend too much of y'all time. I just
Yes,
wanted to
sir.
tap in. I want to say good job. Keep doing y'all thing. You know, I love y'all.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'll see y'all soon.
Yes,
yeah, thank
we will.
you. You know,
Love you.
and love you for watching.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that this is a conversation. First of all, let me just say I love that Fab is doing this because this is a trailblazing type moment, you know,
Yeah.
of having the men together like that, but then also doing the initiative of Real Men Cry. That's like, it makes you think you have to unlearn some things. And that's the thing, people. In life, in order to grow, you've got to unlearn some things that you were taught when you were little.
And it's and you know what? It's a shout out to all our parents that raised us.
Yes.
Because they didn't know no better.
No.
They did with what they dealt with the circumstances and did and worked with what they had. And we applaud them and love them to death.
Yes.
We ain't on here bashing nobody because my mama, my wife's mama, did a hell of a job.
Yeah,
Our
but
daddies too.
And
you know, we just want y'all to understand that as once we grow up and we become a level of maturity and start to understand different things, then you tweak those belief systems that you were raised under.
listen, I want to say this. When I say that, I don't say that saying that the things that we need to unlearn was even taught by our parents, because a lot of things we learned were learned at school and
that's
outside
true.
by peers.
That's
you
true.
understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
Learned at by peers, learned at Sunday school,
Yes.
like learned at school. Like, I'm talking about everything. I'm not just talking about things we learned at home. Like, let's talk about it. Columbus Day is coming up.
Right.
Columbus did not discover America.
No, he didn't.
So I'm talking about that. Some people really have to unlearn that because they really believe that Columbus discovered America.
Right,
You have
exactly.
to unlearn some things in order to grow. I'm generally speaking. So
And that goes
we don't
back.
have to.
That goes back to what we were doing later in the week, where I ended up going to a seminar at Laney College.
Yeah,
Shout
give
out
it
to
up.
shout
Beyond
out
Bars.
to Urban Strategies. They had a conference called Beyond Bars, and where they were really targeting was the juvenile penal system. And for anyone who has a child in the youth authority, they are about to shut the youth authority down. There won't be any YA prisons in the coming years. This is official. This has been shut down. You can go on California.gov and look at the SB.
They're sending them right to
Senate bill that was just just passed to say that they are officially no longer going to have YA prisons. So now the catch is, where are these babies going to be sent? Because what they're trying to say now is the counties that these youngsters come from is going to have to be responsible for them. And unfortunately, in some of these counties, they ain't going to get no love. It's
Does
gonna
that
be
mean
ugly.
going to skipping YA, going to regular grown jail?
Well, now they would just be in their juvenile halls. I'm assuming with no YAs to go to. They still got camps, but just no YAs.
Oh.
And so that's going to be interesting. But this is now another pipeline where you are now promoting youngsters to be, targeted in so many different ways because they vulnerable, impressionists. You got real people up in there, attacking these young men and raping them and all that old kind of crazy stuff. So as much as these people were applauding that the YAs were being closed, I was saying to myself while I sat there and was listening to this, they ain't looking at it from the opposite side. Mm-hmm. That with the YAs no longer in place, prison is the only other place you're going to send them.
Yeah.
And when you do that, I've seen the manipulation and how people get tricked up in there. And if you ain't strong, I've watched youngsters break and sadly commit suicide. I've seen this whole cycle of depression that people go through as to being confined in that type of environment, having spent 28 years of my life and 12 of those years in solitary confinement. So I know exactly what that's like. And for people to, just throw that type of stuff around is like you doing a service, you're doing a disservice to these babies. And that's what we always talk about on this show about the educational system that we are now rallying against, saying enough is enough. We're just leaving kids behind.
Yeah. The No Child Left Behind Act is leaving the kids behind. And it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing how they are advancing these kids to the next grade. If you're listening in and have a child in public school, please hear us. Please hear us. The school system is not set up for your child to win, especially not for your African-American son.
No, not at all.
For sure not.
And I tell people this story, and I'm going to keep telling this story. I was blessed by a nonprofit called Peacemaker. Shout out to the founder, Hank. He was able to put me in a position to where I was able to get into the school system in Richmond and sit amongst principals, psychiatrists, teachers, and family members and hear the same verbiage that was used for me months earlier, where I had to go through a psychiatric evaluation in prison to be determined whether or not I would be found suitable for release out of prison, hearing this same information being spoke upon about kindergartners through 6th grade. And it's sad. It's real sad. And once I peeped that and seen that and was like, they reading from the same playbook? Are you kidding me? Nah, they can't be doing these babies like this.
No.
And so when I saw that, it kind of like gravitized me to want to really get in this movement and say enough is enough, because I was blessed to be able to sit in a room and hear something that only somebody in my position could ever hear. You would have had to been in prison as well as to be out here to hear this information.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, had I tried to go through the Contra Costa school district, they probably wouldn't have hired me. They would have looked at my record and said no. So this would have been information that I would have never heard had I not went through this nonprofit. So because I've heard it, it's my job and my duty to get out here and let individuals know that your child is truly under siege. You know what I'm saying? They got a real pipeline going on from the penitentiary to the Hostro. Hear me that when I tell you.
Believe that.
From the penitentiary to the Hostro. Your daughter, your son, trapped in this environment.
And so let's talk preventative, right? Sweetheart, preventative, getting your kids in football,
right,
basketball. So that brings us to our next subject.
Yeah, my shout out to Coach Lowe that did the podcast with me when you went to Jamaica.
Yes.
He had a banquet for the Junior Jackets of Berkeley. Shout out to the Berkeley Junior Jackets. Any of you youngsters watching out there, you know what it is. I love you. I know y'all got my back. Who got my back? Them Jackets got my back, straight up. And I was privileged enough to get on stage this week and just basically just enlighten them on the uglies of life as well as the goodness of life. And then what this shirt says right here, letting them know that they can cry, letting them know that they can go to somebody and let them know that they hurt and going through whatever they're going through and not feel like they're vulnerable, because that's when it starts. It starts at that age, and you grow and you keep growing, and that anger and that rage just gets bigger and bigger, and like an old 7-Up bottle when you shake it up and you open that lid, you get that explosion. It's all bad. And we got kettles out here ready to blow on the street, riding around with these masks on. Loose cannons.
But no, shout out to Lo for creating the space for young kids to come. And even with this, Lavelle and I was just talking the other day to our program, our one program that is up through Guide Ride is our parent program. Through this, we are going to add the initiative to help fund kids who want to play football and baseball and all of these different sports, but may not have the money to come up with the uniform.
And those mothers out there know who they are.
Yes.
Basically, when your son or your daughter came to you with that application and that form and asked you to fill it out, and then when you got to the bottom, you saw how much that uniform might have cost and paying for those expenses for that child to get around. Yes. That's where we come in.
Yes.
And what we're trying to do is unite a movement to get people to donate to our website so that we can afford to be able to pay for some of these kids that want to play these sports, and the only reason why they can't play is because they don't have the money.
Yeah, that's ludicrous at this point, because you have single mothers out there that's just doing the best they can, and then they want to put their kids in a sport, but they can't afford it.
Absolutely. So, and in order to sacrifice, we got to sacrifice to these babies.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
All day, every day. That's what we promote, giving youth direction everywhere, redirecting youth direction everywhere. That's who we are. That's what we do. 365 days a year, and we ain't playing. It's about these kids. The awareness of them is the most important thing that we strive to do. The Unstoppable movement is about these kids, because for whatever reason, they are being left behind. And ladies and gentlemen, we saying enough is enough. Enough is truly enough to sit here and just watch what's going on in our community, Oakland, California, and see how these kids is out here struggling with no places to go, nobody to turn to, but everybody want to point the finger and say that this organization ain't doing this or this organization ain't doing that. We asking y'all to come together as a collective.
Yes, come together. I think we got to pay some bills now, y'all.
For sure. So we'll be right back.
We'll be right back after these messages. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to honor the legacy of my brother and hip-hop legend Shock G and make a difference in the community? Show your support for the East Oakland Collective, EOC, by purchasing the new Shock G Humpty t-shirt designed by Shamari Smith. It's available at beatsforhope.com. My brother Shock G was a multi-platinum hip-hop pioneer and producer who was deeply committed to helping the community, culture, and music of his time. His vision for helping humanity was honorable and has inspired people to come together and see to those that need important attention and love. By purchasing the new Shock G Humpty t-shirt, you are supporting the EOC, which helps provide essential services in East Oakland. Together we can make a difference as we honor Shock G's legacy and support our friends at the EOC. Get your Shock G Humpty t-shirt today.
Man, here in the Bay, we got codes that we live by, and codes that you don't break. Big bro always told me, keep my friends close, but my enemies closer. Bay laws, stick to the code.
That bitch Sharia out of pocket and sweat crossing the niggas that she been on. Them niggas could be anybody. What the fuck is wrong with that bitch?
Do we have a deal?
All that 200K is real, it will change our lives.
You got 20K.
Yeah, okay.
What's up, bitch? Wait, what? Hold up. Let me get this nigga off my door. Okay, what the fuck you say happened with my nigga?
What the fuck did you do?
Trill. I know what the fuck you did, but why the fuck you popping at this nigga, blood? You know I do business with his pop. You hear me talking, nigga?
You know that nigga Trill like your brother. Why you trying to play him out like that?
Blood, I feel all that. I feel it. But the bitch Sharia already told me that nigga was plotting on me.
That bitch was plotting on y'all for a whole other nigga.
Hey, Trail. Hey, bruh. Let me holler at you real quick. Bro, nigga, what you want? Nigga, I heard about that reckless shit you was talking to my ex-bitch Sharia, nigga. Bitch, you burping that bitch's name, nigga? She told me what you said, nigga. And I checked her ass till she sucked my dick, bitch. Oh, is that right, nigga? Okay, well, check this out. I wouldn't give a fuck about none of that, nigga. But the next time you threaten me, I'ma air your ass out, nigga. Well, say less then, nigga.
Breaking up G's in the streets like deadly. Me and my niggas got SOB smacking in a Range Rover, smashing through the
What's going on, y'all? It's Chewy Gomez out here with the Lava Mae folks. These folks are doing a great job and a great service to the community for those folks out there that are homeless, and not even the homeless. I mean, there's a lot of folks that are using this that aren't homeless, right?
It's true, yeah. There's a lot of low-income folks or folks that are housed in places where maybe the showers don't work, or they're unsavory, or maybe they're not private, or not always hot. So we do serve primarily houseless folks on the street.
Now, folks taking a shower, they don't want to get back in their dirty clothes. Is there an option for them to get some clothes at all here? I don't know.
We do have clothing donations. You know, it's all donation based, so the stock fluctuates. But we do have a lot of volunteers or even community members that bring clothes out. So we typically do stock underwear and socks always. If you got goods.
Oh, nice. So if you guys got some socks, you guys care to donate, you got some extra shirts. You know, we all outgrow our shirts. I'm into a 3X now, so I got to donate my 2Xs. But yo, get down there and connect with lavamae.org and make your donations.
So if you want to help out, you can do it right now by purchasing one of these shirts here. Go to beatsforhope.com and get one of these Beta LA Lava Mae shirts. All proceeds are going to be going right here to lavamae.org organization. Thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it so much. Thanks for coming.
Right now we need some love.
Hey.
We're back.
We're back, baby. We're back.
We're back.
How you doing, mama?
I'm good. I really am.
Glad to hear. Glad to hear. So, you know, we bringing it to y'all raw. All day, every day on the Unstoppable Network. You know what it is. Coming to you live at twitch.tv/BayLifeRadio. You know, we coming 100 ways, 100 times, and 100 times a year on your ass. So wake it up, get active, get alert. And I want to say shout out to my mother. You know, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And my wife's mother, God rest her soul, you know, she's deceased because of because of cancer. And so, you know, we want to bring the awareness to that because this month is real near and dear to us in so many different ways that, you know, those of you that's out there going through that particular disease right now, we want to say we love you, we encourage you, and we are here, you know, supporting you and doing this every Monday for you and hoping that whatever you need to get through, you get through it. However you got to do it.
With that said, we are hosting my organization, the Sharon Randolph Foundation, like you said, in memory of my mother. We are hosting a 4-day double good popcorn fundraiser. It's online. If we can get that up, DJ, the flyer to that actually starts tonight at 5 o'clock p.m.
Yes.
The fundraiser starts. So what I want you guys to do is go to the Unstoppable Stewarts on Facebook and the Unstoppable Stewarts on Instagram.
Yes.
And click the link and come on, join our fundraiser. This fundraiser is for our Look Good, Feel Good program.
Absolutely.
We have a Look Good, Feel Good program that is a hair replacement program, ladies and gentlemen. We do non-surgical hair replacement for free for women who lose hair from chemotherapy, surgery, or radiation. We also have a program, it's our We Care program, where we deliver food to cancer patients who are in need, whether they're in surgery or just down, going through treatment.
Yes.
So that starts tonight. It'll be Monday through Friday. Please, please, please go to the Unstoppable Stewards. And actually, you know what? Not only the Unstoppable Stewards, go to the Sharon Randolph Foundation. Go to the Sharon Randolph Foundation. That's SharonRandolph Foundation.
Yes.
On Facebook. Like our page, join our page, and then click the link, because the link to the fundraiser is there. Thank you, DJ. Thank you so much.
Yes, and like I said, this month, this cancer awareness, it go both ways. It ain't just for the women, y'all. You know what I mean?
1%, now 2%. Men get breast cancer.
Yes. And then not only that, you got all different other types of cancers that men deal with. And with this shirt saying real men, cry, real men go get, checked and made sure that, everything is on the up and up as far as prostate and things of that nature.
I think that's the number one thing for men, prostate.
Because somebody, that whole image, that image is a cold thing. A person's like, oh, man, I don't want nobody sticking their finger up my behind. Well, I'd rather that happen and I live than I sit here, and because of my pride and ego, and I tell people about that pride and ego will get you killed, it'll get you fired, it'll get you out of a relationship. Let that pride and ego go.
He didn't have no pride and ego. Let me tell you why. He made me go in the doctor's office with him.
Yes, absolutely.
So I had to see this too. I'm still devastated.
I'm going to let you see it, firsthand.
I'm still devastated.
I can't be shy about these situations because I'm trying to live. And I know, it's those minor checkups that an individual need to do and do it and get it out the way. And it's like, okay, I did it. It's over with.
Man.
I ain't got to do it no more. But
I have a question.
Yeah.
Were we married yet before we?
Yeah. We actually
were.
No, we were.
We were?
Yes, we were.
When you made me go to that doctor's appointment?
I didn't make you do nothing. Don't even do. That's you talking
yes,
about.
You did. You was like, yes,
no,
you did.
I ain't made you.
Yeah.
No, I ain't
yes,
made
you
you.
did. You was like, you have to sit here and you have to see this.
No, but serious, like. It's a real thing, and with this month, we just want to bring awareness to let folks know, don't be afraid of them doctors. Go up in there and talk to them people and find out what's going wrong before it go wrong, and that's what we trying to do every Monday is trying to resolve a problem before the problem happens.
Yeah.
And we just need y'all help.
Preventative
measures is real life, and that goes for violence. That goes for all the ignorance that we see out here. What measures can we actually put in place to prevent things from happening instead of waiting till they happen and all we can do is have a candlelight visual?
Yeah, that's one of the things you said at the Beyond Bars event. You're like, we're putting all this stuff into place. What about if we put all this attention into preventative and we wouldn't have to put all this stuff into place?
Absolutely. I mean, and the crazy thing is, and we always use this term that, it's same game, different players. That's a fact.
Yeah.
The same scenario is still happening, and the only thing that's happened is we've grown older.
Yep.
But we seeing the same plays played right out in front of our face, and it's like, when is enough? Because I can't just sit here and know that this is going on and play like I don't see it. Yeah. That's not cool. That's not cool. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth. The fact that I know something and that I don't share it with people so that they can learn and then pass it on, That ain't cool.
But that's why we've had a breakdown in community. Because my thing is, let's talk about street code, right? You know about street code.
Right.
Back when y'all was on the streets, it was you don't kill a woman, you don't mess with elderly, and you don't kill children, right? Where was that breakdown? Where did that breakdown come in at? What stopped? Or you understand? Where was that breakdown? Where did that stop? Because obviously, you guys knew not to do that, right? What was the consequences of that if you did that? Tell me that.
It wouldn't be too good for you on the back end, especially if you were to get caught and be in jail, and people got wind of why you was there.
Okay.
And you didn't,
So where did we get rid of that? When did they stop doing that?
I'm gonna tell you something, and just from my vantage point and what I saw where I was at, when I came into prison in 1996, the infrastructure and the respect that was in place was some real stuff. If you got out of pocket, you got your hat dealt to you. Simple as that. As the years started to go on, and as this snitch campaign thing went, and these special need yards came into play, and drugs was the common denominator in prison that was pretty much running yards, and whoever had the sack had to say. And so people was just kind of just allowing individuals to be in places that they knew they shouldn't be, and it just spiraled completely out of control. And what happened is these youngsters then looked up, and the gangs that were in place when I came to prison are no longer in place. And now you got all these youngsters up in there bringing in ideologies from these streets, and it's completely chaotic. Nobody has any structure, and it's a sad situation. And then to come out here 28 years later and see that there is no structure out here either, it's just like, wow.
That's why it's no structure in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's been a breakdown somewhere.
And I can say, like, doing the work on myself through this mental health process, I was able to kind of go back and figure out why I was the way I was, and the breakdown of when I kind of veered off course and started doing shit in the streets that led to me going to prison. So now I fast forward of what I saw as a kid, and I remember when I was young, they had drug houses all over East Oakland, but it was a house. And you watch people drive up, you watch people get out, you watch people go in, come out, and go about their business. There was no screeching cars. There was no hanging out. There was no loud music. There was no disrespect of the women who walked down the street. There was none of that happening. None of that. The only place you ever saw somebody on the street was a prostitute on the host road, and back then they were of age. They weren't these babies that you see today. So unfortunately, when that crack hit the curve and everybody started hanging out and the loud music came and the screeching cars and the drive-by shootings and the disrespect of the whole neighborhood of people just hanging out and just being lawless, just being out there and not tripping, that crippled our community, and we ain't never recovered.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
It crippled us considerably, and when crack left, heroin was always here. It ain't never left. Yeah. But then when crystal meth hit the scene, it just, and then
and now fentanyl.
No, don't forget the pills. When the pills got the youngsters.
But I'm saying fentanyl is just wiping the community out.
And fentanyl is officially in place now. So you look at the what they've done to our community and how they put these different things in place. And knock us down one by one. And if you ain't strong, if you ain't one of the strong, you will fall by the wayside, sadly. It's going to get you one way or another. So you got to be equipped with the information and know what you're dealing with, how to deal with it. And that's why we so invested in trying to help these babies, because we don't want them left out there unarmed to this real information.
Yeah. No, and this is the flip side of it. You got to want it. And you can't be in denial about your kids' behavioral or learning disabilities.
Right.
You cannot be in denial about that. The earlier you get them help, the better.
Yes.
And that's what Guide Ride is here to do. Our parent support program, we are here to help you. If you have a child that has behavioral issues, if you have a child that has a learning disability,
yes,
we are here to help you, to educate you on your rights, especially if you have your kid or child in the public school system.
Absolutely. And what I've seen, you know, in the last year from working in there and how these children are just, you know, disrespected from all different ways. You'll be shocked. It's a trip. But at the same time, I watched so many parents who could have had their kids at school and didn't have them there, and then wanted to come up to the school and blame the school for what was happening to their kids.
Yeah, that's.
And I was saying, no, you can't do that. See, because I can't just look at the school system and say it's all bad from that vantage point. It's going both ways.
Yeah.
It's going both ways. And some of these mothers, some of these fathers out here that ain't sending their kids to school, you all the way out of pocket for that, because you ain't giving that baby a chance to become something that you wasn't. You know what I mean? You got to give them a shot.
Right.
If it didn't happen for you, don't be mad. That's like, that goes back to that stigma of crabs in the bucket. So you didn't succeed. You don't want nothing coming after you to get out that bucket neither. You just want them to stay up in there stuck. Nah.
Give them a fighting chance.
Give them a chance, because you never know. You just never know when you're going to need them. And you want them to be equipped mentally, physically, and emotionally, you know, aware of what they're doing so that they can help you.
Yeah.
And
so that they help you when you,
I mean, because, see, here's the thing. We all end up growing older.
Right.
So the way that this cycle was supposed to work, Lord forbid our kids don't die before we do, they usually end up tending to us when we get older. But if you ain't treated your child right,
it's not going to happen.
It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
They going to grow up bitter.
Yep.
They going to grow up with that attitude of, oh, fuck you. You can, you know.
I
remember how you did me when I was 11?
Yeah, no, and no, people
12
really
and
do
13.
that. But I was 25 when my mother was dying of breast cancer, and it was one day. I had ran her some bath water. She was coming home from chemo,
right?
And she was in the bathtub, and I went and sat on the toilet and talked to her while she was taking her bath, and she just shook her head, and she said, "Stacy," she said, "you was my child that got the most whoopings." She said, "I never even thought that you would just love me enough to be here for me like that." And I said, "Are you kidding me, Mom?
Right.
Every beating you gave me, I deserve." I said, "That's why I am here."
Right.
Helping to do it. And I did that with love, taking care of my mother. And I'm so glad as a caregiver, I did what I was supposed to do for my mom on this earth.
Absolutely.
And while we're in this conversation, if you have a parent that is suffering from breast cancer or any type of ailment,
yes,
and turn your back on them, don't do that. Don't do that.
Not if you don't want that wrath to come at you.
Yeah,
because karma is, we already know the saying, and it's truly in that fashion that when it come around to you for playing them type of games. And that's one of the reasons why I'm on the campaign that I'm on, because I left my oldest son 8 days before his 5th birthday and didn't come home until he was 33. So I know what that's like. And so this is why I get out here and I move the way that I move in terms of making sure that some of these kids can be saved, because Lord forbid, I just thank God that my 3 sons didn't have to be subjected to a jail cell, that somebody was there for them and really saw something in them that propelled them to not want to go the route that I went, because I was yelling it from the jail cell. Don't be like me. Whatever you do, don't be like me. I preached that campaign to the, as far as that phone call could go, I constantly told them that, because I wanted to remind them that they could be something better than I could ever be. But now that I'm out here with the information that I got now, I'm making sure that these babies that I do come in contact with, that I leave them with that support to let them know that they can be somebody, that they ain't got to be running around here doing all this ignorance.
Yeah. Listen, you can't do anything to change the hands of time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you are here now, and you are here helping others. You understand?
Yes.
To show them, I was the dad that you were missing.
Right.
That was one of the things that you said at the event,
right.
For the football team, the father and son thing. You know, I was that father who was missing.
Yes, because when I asked that question, that was some of you young boys have a father incarcerated, about 4 or 5 of them raised their hand.
Yeah,
and so right then I knew what to say to them.
Yeah.
Because I knew my youngest son acted out, you know, at school based on the fact that he didn't have the wherewithal to express himself to me, to let me know that my not being there was affecting him the way that it was.
Yeah.
And and when I saw that, it was like, man, it was, you know, and then he finally got old enough and told me all the stuff that I sent him throughout the years. He was like, it wasn't even about that. What it was really about that you could never give me was time.
Yeah.
And when he said that, it was just like, dang.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Time is everything.
Because people want to sit up and say, yeah, I raised my son from the penitentiary. Bruh, over a 15-minute phone call and a 2-hour visit, you was successful in that feat? Yeah, I want to know how you pulled that one off. You know what I mean? Because that's deep. Because that's the reality of what that lifestyle is.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the part I be trying to constantly let these babies know, not sugarcoating prison, not glorifying it like I said to them babies that was up there dancing. Y'all dance around, you know, with these songs where they killing up and doing all of this and doing all of that, and then how is you gonna expect a different outcome in your way of thinking? I used to always say that about KMEL. Y'all wanna kill us from from Saturday to what is it? From Saturday to Saturday, and then go on Street Soldiers and tell us how we need to live and what we need to do.
Street Soldiers take a stand.
Like, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Like, you just gonna kill us 6 days out the week, but this one right here, we got to get it right.
'Cause it's Sunday.
Come on, man. Come on. And with that said, you know, we want to thank everybody for tuning in today. We love what y'all do, and thank y'all for being here for us every Monday.
Thank you, Bay Life Radio. We love you. We love you. We love you. You guys can reach us at unstoppablestewarts@gmail.com. Please follow our pages. Instagram, we are at Unstoppable Stewarts. Facebook, we are The Unstoppable Stewarts. And please, we have our YouTube page now. So please subscribe to our YouTube page. And that's The Unstoppable Stewarts.
Yes. And I mean, like I said, what my wife just told you about all our information, what we doing is serving positivity information all day, every day. You know, because we got so much ignorance going on out there, and there's no disrespect to that lane, because like I said, everybody got to get on the freeway, and we all in our different lanes, and there's no narrative it's no knock on their individual doing what they do throughout the process of their day. But we ask that you take a moment just to sit back, reflect, and think on some real stuff, because, you know, we losing it out here. And it's unfortunate, and we need y'all. We need that help. We need folks to come together and get at us and continue this movement for these kids, because we up in these school systems, and we are challenging the narrative that your child is truly being left behind. Yes. Fuck that. We ain't with that. We saying enough is enough, and we ain't playing. So, you know.
Hey. Teamwork make the dream work.
You already know, baby. You know what it is. Man. Hell yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Monday.
Reason why I smile, because I let go of the chains that were meant to hold me down from destiny. The reason why I laugh, because I chose to celebrate. Every day I accept the change. Yesterday is gone, and today I'm good, but tomorrow I'm expecting more. Forget about the past, move into what's ahead. Better days are here. Everything is changing, 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 changing. Things change, they change. Everything is changing, 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 changing. Things change, they change. Letting go is hard, but there's no use in holding on to the things that distract you. So I'm pressing on, and I chose to not complain. Adjusting brings on better days. Ooh, yesterday is gone, and today I'm good, but tomorrow I'm expecting more. Forget about the past, move into what's ahead. Better days are here. Everything is changing, 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 changing. Things change, they change. Everything is changing, 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 changing. Things change, they change. Whoa. Things change, they don't stay the same. Things change, yes they change. Things